Hey everybody, Joy here. Joy probably a few pounds heavier, I hope not. On the day after Thanksgiving 2020. It's Black Friday. Everybody knows about Black Friday, so I doubt you're watching me right now. But I'm going to say hi and tell you about my Thanksgiving anyway. And when you're all done shopping for Black Friday and you're done for the night, maybe you can watch me then. There's nothing else to do. Some of my hubby's half-calf coffee. Okay, my dear friends, I wanted to tell you about my Thanksgiving because it turned out being really nice. Not much family, not any family really, but me and Jerry and me, all day. And Jerry said that he was going to take the whole day off from what he usually does working in his barn. He actually wired. Do you remember his new garages, his 5 new garages he built next to his big barn? Well, he himself made the electricity go down through the cement and under the ground and up into his new garages. And so he's been working on that for the last few days. But yesterday he said, I'm doing nothing today. I'm just going to be with you all day long. He said, what do you want to do today? And I said, well, you'll probably think it's silly. But I said, I want to do our turkey at lunchtime, you know, so I won't be eating before I go to bed at night, having a late dinner, which always lands right here. And then I said I want to just lay around the rest of the day and watch movies. Now, Jerry knows that when I say I want to watch a movie, it's the complete opposite end of the scale of his movies. His movies are Saving Private Ryan, Gladiator, my gosh, his favorite movie of all time is Gladiator. I think he's seen it 5 or 6 times. All those, you know, scary blood and guts. He likes that Born Identity, those kinds of things. I like You've Got Mail. I've watched that movie 10 times probably. I love normal, everyday activity movies where real people meet other real people and they fall in love and they don't have an affair with the milkman and the postman and everything else, and they actually love each other. And, you know, nice, especially on Thanksgiving. So I'm going to show you what we watched. Where is it? When I went to my mother's house, my mother, in the last few years she lived by herself, watched movies all the time. And Mother's like me. She doesn't like violence and blood and guts and absolutely no cursing whatsoever. You're not going to curse God in my house. I don't care if it's on the screen or you visit me or whatever. I won't allow it. And so I told Jerry, I said, I found this movie at my mom's house after she died and I want to watch it. So I'm going to show you what it is. Let me get up close. Now let me see. Are the lights being strange? It's actually 3 movies in one. And it's kind of like no mystery here. Because the first one is called All of My Heart. The next one's called In Love. And the last one's called The Wedding. And it's the same 2 characters. So, I mean, no matter what happens, I mean, you already know it's going to end up with a wedding, right? But I want you to know, Jerry and I sat in the living room. Let me get back on the other side. So, I got comfortable on my couch, covered with my knitted Afghan that my daughter made me years ago. It's my favorite thing in this house because it's her and she touched it and it was in her hands, and it's my one thing I can grab on and love her with. So I use that every day, all day, when I'm on a couch or in a chair. And Jerry was over on the other side in the chair with his feet up on the ottoman right next to the fire. And he had the fire turned on. You know, our new fire that you just turn a switch and it comes on. It's wonderful. And no popcorn. No popcorn. We were both so full from our Thanksgiving dinner that we didn't need any popcorn. I think by movie number 3 we both had a piece of pumpkin pie, however. But he sat there, we watched all 3 of those movies, and he never once fell asleep, and he never once got on his phone, and he never once got bored, and he actually said, Joy, those were really good movies. Ah, wonderful, wonderful. So it was sunny day outside, the weather was nice, although I never went outside. But later on in the day, Terry called me, and she said, I brought you some rolls. They always have the kind of rolls where, you know, you let them rise, and then you put them in the oven, and you cook them, and they're like, awesome. and she knows I love them. So she brought me 4 of those home from her son's house. So Jerry and I went over to her house last night to get those 4 rolls, and then we cut those and made little turkey sandwiches out of them. So that was how our day ended. And then we watched the news, the wonderful news on the new news stations that we watch. One's called NTD and one's called Newsmax. Oh my gosh, so many lawsuits, so much proof, so many witnesses. It is just phenomenal how our president really did win in a landslide all over the U.S. And it's going to be proven, my friends, whether you love me or whether you hate me. I'm telling you what, God is in control, and this is going to turn out the way He wants it to turn out. And whichever way it goes, I'm going to assume that's what God wants. So, because we are, all of us who are Christians and pro-life and pro-Israel, and we're not racist. None of us are racist, and we just love America. So all of us people, I understand, we're being called a cult now, who actually love America, love our flag, love our Constitution, and love our president. We're being called a cult now, I understand, which is whatever. Just be sure you call us a Christian cult. Okay, so I know you always go, oh, I cannot believe she gets off on that. Oh my God, she's going to lose half her subscribers. If I do, I do, my friends. I'd rather please God than man. Okay, my dear friends, you want to see, I've been talking to you about my butterfly quilt. Now, my butterfly quilt is folded up here on my guest room bed, and so some of the butterflies have gotten bent. Let me see which way's up. It's got little caterpillars on it. I think this way is up. This is one of the panels. I have 2 of these done. This way is up. So none of these butterflies are ironed on yet, because I want to get the whole thing done and then hang it up on my flannel sheet and then make sure all of the butterflies are going how I want the butterflies to go. Now, there is a pattern for this by Darcy Ashton, but a lot of my butterflies, I went online and I actually looked up real butterflies in real life, like all over the world. And I would blow up those pictures, and then I would make sure that both sides were the same for my quilt of the butterfly. They might have shown the butterfly, you know, landed with his wings together. And so I would just have to double him and open him up and make him a whole butterfly, okay? Oh, I know they look really silly. Let me show you one up close, because they're really pretty. My caterpillars, the caterpillars actually are from the pattern, but I think I changed my caterpillars too a little bit. And they're not sewn on either, okay? So there's one. You can see up close how it's going to be ironed on. It's got the sticky stuff on the back. It's going to be ironed on and then sewn down. Here's a really pretty one that I found on the internet. I'm telling you, there are some gorgeous butterflies. Now, there's one of my caterpillars. his antennae are bent. Hey, let me see if I've got one who's not all bent up to show you. Hello, here's another caterpillar. There's a caterpillar. You can see they're not on permanently yet, so they look funny. Now, I think this is one of Darcy Ashton's caterpillars. And then this one over here, where did he go? The fat one. There's the fat one. Let me get the fat one kind of held down. Good grief, Joy, you're making us all drunk. I know. See, so there's his feelers. So he's upside down. Okay, so play like he's ironed on. Those are his feelers up there. See? And there's the front of him and his feet. I don't even know what that is in the back. I guess he's got some kind of a weird tail. So we've got butterflies. Here's another pretty one that I found online. A real butterfly. I mean, this isn't a real butterfly, but it's a real, you know, what do I want to say? Copy. A copy of a real live butterfly that I found. Or it might have been in Darcy's book. But even if it was in Darcy's book and she said, like, this is a monarch butterfly, I would go online and I would find a real one and try to make it look the most real. So one of you said, show me your butterflies. So there they are. Aren't they amazing? This one got folded up. I need to really get these attached better. Don't fly away. You cannot fly away. You're on a quilt. Please, come back. Did I show you the pretty blue one? Oh my, I've got to get this done. Isn't that gorgeous? Don't you know God just loves color? What were the colors in the temple? Purple. Purple. Oh my gosh, God loves purple. No wonder my mother loved purple. Was there red? I know there was lots of gold. Okay, butterflies, who's on here? Let me see if I can pin you guys down a little more so you'll show up. These are all flying away too, you guys. They're all flying away. And there's 2, 3 caterpillars on here. This is another panel. So, I've got 2 panels done, and I think there's 1 or 2 more. This sucker's going to be big. I'll have to hang it out here where I kept the bird quilt for all those years. Now I have the edited sitar quilt out there. Okay, so that's what I'm getting ready to work on. But before then, I'm going to work on another cape. So a lot of you told me that if you just put it on over your head and it just has a hole, that it's a poncho. But if it opens up down center front, then it's a cape. So my lightning fast mind thought, oh my goodness, this isn't really a cape. I have to find a pattern for a real one. So I went to Style Arc, and they had their patterns on sale actually, I think. I know they were on sale yesterday. I don't know if they were the day I bought this. But anyway, they have a cape pattern. And it's like a real long rectangle. And it's 4 pieces sewn together. It's open in the front, goes over your head, together in the back, but it's got pockets. It's got pockets in the front. And then it's got, oh, some kind of button or something up there. Anyway, that's what I'm going to make next. So I think I'm going to make that cape first. Then I'm going to put all sewing activity aside and start on the flutterbys. Oh my gosh! I think that's what I'm going to name this quilt. The flutterbys. Isn't that cute? I just thought of it. So, you want to know what I did this morning? We had such a lovely, lovely, lovely day yesterday. Just me and Jerry alone. Who knew that that would be so nice? So we went to bed, probably about 10:30 last night. And we slept until 8 this morning. And so the first thing I do in the morning is I get my first cuppa. And I take it in my little living room. It used to be the formal dining room. And I get my beautiful Tammy quilt. It's not a quilt. It's when you knit. It's an Afghan, I guess. And I got my blanket and I got curled up on my couch with that on top of me. And I opened up my computer and I went to my email. And guess what it said? Guess what it said? I don't usually get emails from this company. So that's why they weren't in my spam folder with all of the other fabric companies. Because this one evidently doesn't send emails out a lot. But there was one today that said, Black Friday. And I went, oh, I don't need any more fabric. But I wonder what they're offering on Black Friday. That was a sneeze break, sorry. So I thought, you know, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to scroll down and see what their Black Friday sale is. So it said, with the code Black Friday 2020. And if you're watching this today and it's still Black Friday, check Cali Fabrics, C-A-L-I Fabrics. And in fact, it may be past today. It may be till next Monday or something. It was 20% off. Well, their fabrics are already all marked down a certain percentage. And I mean, they're like $7, $8 a yard at their regular markdown price, and then there was another 20% off of that. Plus, if you order a certain amount, of course, you get free shipping. So, I sat there having so much fun, drinking my coffee sip by sip, and I ordered 22 yards of fabric. 22 yards of fabric. So, fortunately, I still have, the bottom row has some room. There's some room right here. There's some room right here. There's room on the bottom rows. And there's room out in the other room. There's some room here. Now 22 yards of fabric, and I ordered 3 yards of each one. So it's like 7 pieces of fabric. But oh, really pretty. I ordered some chalets and some double brushed poly. And I think a couple twills. We shall see. You know, I forget what I ordered right after I order it. But they were different and they were pretty and I liked them. So now I'm going to stay off the internet for the rest of the day so I don't get tricked by any more Black Friday emails. Before I go, I want to remind you that I'm having a giveaway. If my channel gets to 20,000 subscribers by the end of December, I'm going to give away some of my quilts. And you're like, well, what are you going to give away? What if we even care? A lot of you don't, I'm sure, because you don't quilt. But for those of you who quilt, I am going to give away some of my quilts if I get to 20,000. I may not. If I don't, it's fine. We'll do it at the end of next year. You know, Becky over there at Power Sewing, Power Tools with Thread. Power Sewing with Tools. Becky Thompson, Power Tools with Thread, just went way over 20,000. I mean, she was like 20,100 and something already the other day. And so she's very excited about that, and should be. She's only been making videos for 2 years. I've been making them for 7 or 8. So I'm really excited for Becky. Congratulations, my friend. You deserve it. She works really, really hard. Now she teaches, she does a lot of tutorials, and she does tutorials for beginners quilting, and people who have embroidery machines that have never touched them because they're afraid of them. Go over there to her website. She has lots and lots of tutorials, and she's a very good teacher. Okay? So, but that's not what I was going to tell you. I'm going to give away some quilts. I'm going to show you what quilts I'm going to give away. Now these are used. I mean, they've been hanging on the wall or hanging over a chair or something since I made them. I didn't just make them. They've been made for a while. There's this one. That's kind of a funny one. I don't know who this cartoon character is. What's his name? I don't know if she ever calls him by his name. It seems like it's called Herman. Maybe it's called Herman. But it was a panel that I cut apart, and I made a quilt out of it. I think Laura Coy at, I don't remember what her channel's called, but everybody knows who Laura Coy is. I think she did this panel and made a quilt out of it years ago. So this is one quilt that I'm going to give away. I made it and quilted it, and it's just kind of fun for a sewing room. But I don't have any place to hang it up in my sewing room. So that's one of the quilts I'm going to give away. Now this is another quilt I made. And this is a gorgeous quilt. But I don't have any place to hang it up. And it is a Christmas quilt. I'm wondering how I can show it to you close up. This quilt has 3D stars in it. It's a very pretty quilt. And it's a Christmas quilt. And I quilted it freehand. I hope you can hear me back here. I quilted it freehand, and I quilted that one freehand. I didn't have any computers when I made these. Okay? So, the stars on this are, see, 3D. You can put your fingers in there, you know, if anybody ever wants to. And it's got Santa Clauses, and let me hold it up close to the camera. If you could see where I'm standing, if you hear me fall down, call 911. Okay, I just want to show you the Santas. See, there's a Santa. And there's a block. That's how I quilted it. Here's a sleigh full of presents. There's a sleigh. And there's an angel. And there's a Christmas tree. And there's a village. And there's a snowman. See? And can you tell the stars are 3D? So, hold on. I held that up and the lamp went crashing down on the ground. Oh my Lord, and it broke. Oh well. Oh my, the things we do for our subscribers. I'm going to turn that light off before it blows up. I told you guys, the things I do for you with great danger. I'll have to cut that scream out because I'm sure it'll ruin someone's eardrums. Okay, so I may give away more than those two, but I wanted to give you some idea of what kind of quilts I was talking about and what I was going to give away. This is an insert, Bert. I just was editing this video that I made you with the crashing lamp. Sorry about me screaming in your ear. But I thought, they can't see that quilt you showed them, Joy. You need to go do an insert and put it up close to the camera. Okay? So I'm going to show you this one so you can see the little cartoons and what they say. Okay? So, pray I don't knock anything over this time because I'm going back over there to the danger side of the bedroom. This says, looks like pointless human behavior to me, says the cat to the granny. Pointless human behavior. This says, there's a fine line between hobby and mental illness. I think that's probably true. Okay, like I said, I don't know who this guy is. And I'll show him up close again when I'm giving him away, you know. Yes, but look at how much I'm leaving behind. Yeah, look at that. My goodness. This one says, there's her cat again. My soul is fed with needle and thread. This one says, get off the floor, Earl. Oh, I guess it's not Herman because his name's Earl. Get off the floor, Earl. I'm not buying your fake heart attack routine this time. And I had to quilt around every single one of those bolts of fabric. And then this one says, no, really, I didn't mean to call you pretty. I meant handsome. Now, I have never asked Jerry to do that. I bet you he'd do it for me, though. All right. End of insert, y'all. All right, my friends, I need to go downstairs and get my husband repairman to come up and fix my light that just crashed. Oh, my goodness. Okay, you're going to say, what pattern am I wearing? I have made this so many times I know the pattern without even going to look it up. It's New Look 6217, and it's the boat neck. It's just a front and a back, and you can't get any easier. I think I've made 5 or 6 of these, and I'm getting ready to make another one. This one and that Peggy Sager's tee. I really like both of those patterns. Okay, my friends, enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend, and I'm sure I'll be back pretty soon. Bye for now.